What's up, guys? Hope you had a good day today. Figured I'd try and do another live stream. Now I have some time and it's just me here at the moment. Hopefully, my Wi Fi stays on for this. But for this week, for this stream here, I'm going to be doing nothing too serious, just a few anime live reactions to some trailers. The first one here I'm going to look at, it's one that I've seen before. I've seen the first season of Delicious in Dungeon. And it was a great, very great, well done anime. I remember when that came out and said, oh, this is interesting. I've seen a bunch of typical fantasy anime before, but this one's different. It's them cooking the creatures to make food. And I remember after I finished it, I was hooked. And I went after the anime finished, I went and read the entire manga. So I am caught up from where the first season ended off, and I continued reading after that. So now I'm interested to see where they go for the second season when it comes out. So I'm going to take a look at this trailer here. In 3, 2, 1. I don't know what it is with anime and food, but every time I see food in anime, I'm like, oh, I wish I could cook this. This looks so delicious. My mouth would be watering every single bite. Mm.
そんなに竜を殺して食べたいのならたっぷりと振る舞ってやる。
Okay. It's going to be very well done. If that last scene is anything to go by, and I know where that scene is from and in what chapter and page, this is going to be a solid. Okay, I'll probably give the second season an 8, a 7 to 8 out of 10 when it comes out. That's my prediction in terms of the quality. Given this is the only trailer we've seen from it since they announced the second season. But I am interested to see where it comes off at the end. And I would say the only thing that I wish we got more out of would be more of a Balin, Laios's sister. Because the world is interesting. I enjoyed it from what I read. And the anime is a very well done adaptation. I would say in terms of quality and adaptation of the manga, I would say I would give it like season 1, One Punch Man season 1 vibes in terms of the accuracy and how much I would say better of the anime of what the anime is, but once it comes out, I will be definitely be watching it and giving a bit of my thoughts on each episode when it comes out. And this watching this now make me want to go back and rewatch the first season all over again. But overall, it's pretty solid. Can't wait for that to come out. The next video here I got on my docket. It is Spy Family Season 3. Now, I know from earlier streams that Cynic and the Imprint Squad have done. They've recommended Spy X Family in one of their streams. So I said, oh, let me give this a watch. And I have to say, it is a very well done recommendation. It's a nice slice of life anime, not really serious. Kind of the same vibe as Delicious in Dungeon in terms of vibe, and the comedy and humor is well done also. But let me see here. We got season 3 of Spy X Family. So let's see what this is all about. Uh, I can see why this is a very funny and well done adaptation of the manga. Now, I haven't read the manga myself. I mainly watched the anime adaptation, but I might consider picking up the manga if I see any volumes at my local bookstore. So let's see what else we got here. Oh, the troll face. He can do memes all day, and uh, I gotta see that again. Waiting to be called an Origo face. Bam! Critical damage. Uh, all right, that sold me right there. That there's one scene. Uh, I'm tearing up. Uh, All right, next thing on my docket here, I got From Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman trailer. All right. So I've heard, I saw it at my local bookstore. So I said, oh, they're making a manga out of this. That's interesting. Now I'm not really familiar with this manga adaptation. So I'll be interested to see how this goes. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so I guess from there, most of the girls in this anime are basically his were basically his students, and they're requesting that he come to train at their Royal Academy. It looks like it to train students there as a teacher. Okay, I can already tell what kind of anime this is going to be. It looks interesting, and I might give it a watch. And if it looks good, in my opinion, I might. If it looks good, the anime version, then I might consider picking up the manga from my bookstore. But I'll see how it fares. If it looks all right, then I might pick it up. If not, then I won't pick it up. Okay, so what's next here on my watch list I have? I've got. Let me see. I got Baron Season 2. Now, for this one, I very much enjoyed the anime adaptation, and it did make me pick up the manga. So I am starting to read through it, but in all honesty, I might just wait till the anime comes out because from what I saw from the first season, it was a very, very great adaptation of the manga. Fill in some gaps, give some filler scenes, some more breathing room, and more spotlight. And it's a very high quality anime. I could see where all the budget went into this one. Even considered, not even that bad actually. It's a very typical fantasy anime, but it's got a little twist of it with how Farron acts as the main character and her teammates. But I do know from this that the manga author is on put the manga on indefinite hiatus because of her health issues. But hopefully, I am hoping and sending prayers that she does recover so she's able to finish or continue Fearing from where it ended on the last manga chapter. But until then, I guess we'll have to wait for the anime to come out and see how that goes. So let's see how this trailer shows me. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that didn't really show much, but that's part of the journey of Fearing. It's not about the destination, it's the journey of getting there, step by step. No, I might even take some. Now, it has been a while since I watched the first season, so I might have to re-watch the first season to get myself reacquainted with the characters again, and just before season 2 comes out, just to keep my mind fresh on it. But overall, I say that was a pretty well done trailer. Gave a little bit of a tease of what the second season is going to be about. More adventuring with Farron and crew. So now, on the last video I got here, I got this video here. It's an alt one from Cut Springs. It's basically a small promo for back in the day Toonami promo of Black Lagoon. Now I don't remember seeing this, but it has been a while because this was back in the day. Let's see how this fares today. Uh, I wish anime was this good. Like back from now, it has gotten good and better since back then, but just something about late 90s anime just had a different feel to it. Oh, best girl in the anime. Now I don't know about the manga, but this is a very good, very decent anime adaptation from when I first watched it. Because I remember seeing this on Netflix back in the day. Actually, give me a sec. One moment here. Okay, so it's not on Netflix anymore, but I do see they have Cowboy Bebop on there, so that's good. They got Eva on there still. They got One Punch Man on there. The Listen Dungeon, awesome. Castlevania, very great. At least the first part. Never actually watched the other part of Castlevania. Wasn't really interested after the first Castlevania season ended. So, oh, they got Record of Ragnarok. I'm glad I didn't watch that. Seven Deadly Sins is on here. Finland Saga, great. Waiting for the second season, the third season of Vinland Saga, the Baltic Sea War, whenever that comes up one day. Okay, see, they got Baki on here. They got Devilman Crybaby. They got Bastard, Eminence Shadow. La, 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 la. Uncle from Another World. Okay, that was a funny one. They got Black Clover. Oh, they got a good selection of anime on here, which I might put in my recommended to watch. But overall, that's where I found Black Clover on not Black Clover, Black Lagoon on Netflix back when it was still on there. And I remember watching the whole thing. I binged that whole show in like 2 days. Actually, was it one then? Yeah, about 1 or 2 days. I binged it. Binged the whole series, and I enjoyed it a lot. I say my favorite characters from Black Lagoon was Revy and Roberta, the maid Terminator. But overall, let me see what else this fantastic promo has to offer. Uh, just this animation. It might be old, but it still holds up. It still holds up today. Even the I know people really usually watch the sub, but in my opinion, I'd say the dub holds up just as much as the sub version. Given the dub was the version that I watched on Netflix, so it still holds up. But overall, I got the next one here. My next video I got on my docket would be, let's see here. This video here by the interestive thinker. What was what was it about 90s anime question mark video? And I would say I'm the same way. So let's see what this video is all about here. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that's why it looks so good. Now, they probably don't do that now. Not really sure if they still do that now or not currently. But I would say I wish it did go back to hand drawn because at least that way you know where it's coming from. Because it's on paper and getting digitalized and everything from all that. Because I know from late '90s anime, that's probably why it looks so good and crisp. Everything or most of it must have been hand drawn. Where now everything seems more digitalized. Oh yes, that is so true. Those scenes look so beautiful, and it the quality of anime back then, the dedication was outstanding. Even though even now, today, 20 so many years later, you can go back and look at the time from anime from back then to anime now. And even though yes, the animation from now to then has improved dramatically, I would still I would still prefer the older animations than what we have now. Yeah, because anime back then, the quality and the it was so good. But let's see what else he has to say about it. Okay, yes, I do see the difference, and from what I can tell, the one on the right, it looks more polished, but the one on the left much more fluid and detailed. Yep. I can vouch for that. That is because Super looked more shiny. I always missed in the old Z and Bowl. There was no blood. There's no blood in Super. There were small scrapes, but I missed like the gory stuff and like the damage on the characters meant something. It didn't just go away after an episode and like small little scratches. Okay, now, I don't have the nostalgia factor for Yu Yu Hakusho, but I can admit on my first watch, there were some scenes that were a bit dated, but the dub really made it good for me. Like I watched the entire thing. It was on YouTube. I found a playlist and said, "Oh, let me." I never actually watched Yu Yu Hakusho. I know the characters, but I never actually seen the anime itself. So I went back and watched the entire thing. Like, oh, this is great. The dub was funny. I cracked up laughing on certain moments, especially when Yusuke was talking trash. uh, I would say my favorite character from like the cast was nice and small. It wasn't bloated. It was an expanded cast. It was nice and tiny, so all the characters got their own moment to shine, and they all got their own moments for character development. But I would say my favorite characters from Yu Yu Hakusho, if I was to rank them, I would say my top three. It would have to be Hiei of the main cast. I would have to say my number one would have to be I give it to Kuwabara. Kuwabara, given his character growth in the show, was very well done and spot on. I like how he was different from everybody else of his spirit sword that he got. My number two, it'd have to be Yusuke. Given he's the main character, so he gets the most development and screen time. And you with him for the majority of every episode, mostly. My number three, I would have to say Kuwabara, then Hiei, then Botan after Hiei. But either or, in that order mostly, but sometimes I'll change it. But those would be my top rankings for Yu Yu Hakusho. If I was to name them in order of which ones I enjoyed the most watching. Okay, so that was a very insightful video on the 90s anime. I have to agree on some points. Others I wouldn't agree on. Like I would say yes, even though the anime from back then isn't as well done or polished. I do have to say that it does still hold up today. But I would have to say that was very well done, informative. And I would have to say yes. If I have to go back and rewatch some of these old anime now, it might be outdated, but it would still be well done. But overall, I would say that was a pretty well instructed video. I enjoyed it very much. Some points I wouldn't agree on, some points I would agree on. But overall, that's pretty much it. So let's see what else I got here. I might have nothing else on my docket. Let me see what time it is on my video. Okay, not that long. Nearly 50 minutes, nearly there. Let me look up some good stuff here. One moment, please. Whoop. Okay, here we go. This is another nice classic Yu Yu Hakusho moment. Uh, the, the the banter between them is was great. Uh, oh, legendary moment here. This got me bawling laughing when I watched it the first time. Like, oh my god. uh, I'm gonna compare myself. Let me see this. Oh, that was great. I like to see you put your foot in your ass, but I don't see that happen anytime soon. Oh, Yusuke had these classic one-liners, classic moments in the show. Made you bawl out crying, laughing. Oh, this make you want to go back and rewatch it. Rewatch it. Oh, it has been a while since I watched it, but oh, I wouldn't mind rewatching this show again. The the dub, it just does something to you, man. It works. It holds up even today. Even the banter between all four of them. This is a dream team. Kuwabara and Hiei's dynamic. Even when he never did find out that the the girl or Hiei knew, but Kuwabara never figured out that the girl he's in a relationship with was Hiei's sister. Uh, this old anime moments. This is a classic. This reminds you why all anime moments work so well, and delivery up the lines work so well as also. Let's see what else I got here. I got nothing else here on my docket. So let me look at some. Some League of Legends voice lines. Is the right one? I don't think it's the right one. The voice lines I was looking for, the ones that's has that spotlight channel. Let me see if I can find it here. Spotlight. I don't really play League, but uh, there we go. I don't really play League, but I am. The lore is interesting, and I even taken some elements from the lore into my own world building. Like a few of my regions, at least. I would say my main four, my north, my west. Yeah, I would say those my north, west, and east regions are inspired by those continents. So the Fjord, Demacia, Samira, and Piltover. And I have one region there on the side that's in mostly or kind of inspired by Bilgewater as well. So it is the lore is fascinating to read about, which I am mostly involved in. After watching Arcane and reading the two books that were released, I'll be interested to see if they ever publish more of those because I would buy them if they release them. But that's then. But this is now. So I know from before when Mel was released that she was a new champion in the game. Here are some voice lines that she might get of some of the characters. So let's see what she says in 3, 2, 1. Hmm. Okay, Draven. Draven? That could be a Noxus champion that she might encounter in Noxus, maybe? Okay, no ad, please. Headwind. I don't know who this guy is, but she might have a connection to them. Okay, I think Mel was a very good character in the first season of Arcane, but it's in the second season that I don't know what they did, but the writing and the writers in that second season was, I don't know what happened. Like, it felt rushed. They just took Mel out for random reason, like, oh, and oh, you're a mage now. Okay, she's a mage. Because I guess that would explain why. And at the end of the first season, we see her armor glow before the bomb hits at the council chamber. But it wouldn't explain why or how she was able to develop these magic abilities like so fast. She was only there for like a day or two before the battle started. So she shouldn't even have been able to be that effective with her magic at that point. Arcane. I'm still a fan. I just have issues with the how the second season got handled. If I was to ever rewatch it, I would just rewatch the first season, and that's about it. Rewatch the first season and probably just reread the Investa book on my bookshelf just to get that out of my mouth. Blech. Disgusting. But think there's all the special interaction voice lines she had. I think these are all just taunt stuff. But let me just see the rest of this. Hmm. Okay, this seemed like it's just about a bunch of taunts and stuff, you might say, in the game. So let me find some more voice lines to look at. Got some in Bessa voice lines. Oh, these are some good quotes. I might have to borrow some of these. Yep, I might have to. These quotes are killer. They're on point. Kind of shame that they killed her off, though. I guess that's not really a thing in the game. But I was glad that I did order when they announced her book. I did get it because I enjoyed her character from season 1, even though season 2 wasn't as well done as the first season. I did enjoy getting more of Mbessa in her own novel. So I will see where Mel goes in her journey whenever they announce more arcane like shows in the world. Yeah. All right, guys. I think this is about it for this stream. I'm going to cut it off here. cut this video off here for now. So until next time, you gotta do the usual. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave some comments at the end of this video to tell me what kind of content you want to see more of. So until then, have a nice one.